So this video is going to be about the common mistakes I make while doing solution or concentration word problems. So to start off, we would make a chart, which I usually do, which is mass times concentration equals the mass concentration. So the word problem reads, one type of granola is 30% fruit and another type is 15% fruit. What mass of each type of granola should be mixed to make 600 grams of granola that is 21% fruit? So I let X be the concentration of 30% fruit and then Y is the concentration of 15% fruit. So I would place my X and Y variables into this. Now, when I usually make the mistake when it comes to the concentration area, and 30 and 15 are the mistake, because I think that 30 and 15 are whole numbers, so that would be it, but that's not wrong, because 30% is actually 30 over 100, which is 0.3, and 15 is 15 over 100, which is 0.15. So it's not a whole number, they're decimals, and I place them as whole numbers, but they're actually decimals. So then, I fix that right here. And I know that the total concentration is 0.21 because 21% is now a decimal. So I just multiply these two together, and I multiply these two together, and I get 0.3x and 0.15y. But, again, I usually mix up my variables again, and I place x and x together when it should be y. Then at the bottom, I do the same. I multiply the total mass, which is 600 grams that are needed, and the total concentration that's needed, which is 0.21. And then I multiply them. Now, I have my two equations now. They're x plus y equals 600, and 0.3x plus 1 plus 0.15y equals 126, which is 600 times 0.21. So to solve for y, I need to get x on its own so I can sub it into the second equation. So then it would be x equals 600 minus y. And I sub that into 2. Then I start solving for y. So I expand here and I subtract 180 from each side and I group the common variables. I get 0.15 and I have to divide that by each side to get what y is. So the y is 360 grams. Now, I take the y that I found out and I put it into the first equation to get what x would be. I place it in, and then I subtract 360 from each side to get 240. And in the end, I write my final statement, and I put the decimals that were converted into decimals in the chart here, and I convert them into percentage in my final statement. So it'd be you would need 360 grams of the 15% concentration fruit and 40 grams of the 30%. And that's the common mistakes that I make during math.